What's good, beautiful people? Trooper Steve on patrol, hanging out here. Don't worry, we're not broke down. It's just the start of our stream real quick, and it was the quickest spot I could stop. I am Trooper Steve, that guy, your traffic safety expert, Steven Montiero. We are hanging out inside of Results 1. Now, we've had some really good interviews. You guys are going to get to see some really cool stuff in the coming weeks, or the coming days. I'm not going to make you wait that long. But today, the news, the actual news, like our anchors, covered the lane shift that has occurred out here at I-4 and World Drive. And that's what I'm out here to look at. So it's going to be the first time I physically see it in person with you guys. I've been able to see it on Department of Transportation camera and things like that. And we've been able to talk about it and warn you about certain things. But I wanted to actually show you. That's why we got this amazing piece of equipment. We get to go out and stream and drive around. So we're parked out here. We're facing westbound I-4 currently, right shoulder at State Road 535. You can see traffic coming up here, cruising up behind us. I'm way off onto the grass here, into the shoulder. But what we're going to do is talk about an advisory that the Florida Department of Transportation put out. And what they did is they basically said, hey, pay attention. I-4 eastbound traffic will shift into new construction lanes in the median of I-4 over by World Drive. So you see how the map is kind of showing you a little bit of a shift here and a shift there? Well, this is going to continue to happen. They've had to scoot a lot of these lanes over so that they can expand the other ones. So this shift is going to impact the main line, but will not impact your ramps, which is surprising. So what I want to do is now take this truck right here, drop this baby into drive, and go experience it. The cool thing is, guys, we're recording this a little earlier than what we normally do. And now that we record these and come out on the road, we get to experience things a little different right with you guys. Traffic out here, absolute mess right now. And I laugh because we don't get to see the absolute mess all the time, but we sure heck get to talk about it. So what I want to do now is we'll pull on out here into traffic in just a moment. This is probably not the best place for me to do this because getting out in traffic is going to be fun. So, all right, let's get on out into the shoulder a little bit. All right, here we go. Turning signal. Get that engine going, and we're back on the road here, guys. Up to speed, turning signal. You guys heard that V8 purr? She sounded pretty. All right, so we are now westbound I-4 at the 67. The 67 is going to take you to Epcot Center, the Disney Springs area, and 536 is what we refer to it as. But as we're driving here, you can see this area is going to get under a lot of construction. Check out the left side of your screen there, and check out this bozo just pulling right. Just because your turning signal's on, clown. Let's get him a clown, Kathleen. Just because you're turning signal on doesn't mean you can just pull out in front of somebody. It's an indicator, not a force shield. All right. As we're cruising here, right travel lane, westbound I-4. Nice distance between me and the vehicle in front of me so I can react properly. You can see it's not happening just yet, but the construction will continue into this westbound area. So we're out here now at the lane shift, I-4 westbound here at World Drive. What I want to show you is what your now westbound commute looks like. And it's, if you're not paying attention, it'll catch you off guard. If you're staring at your phone, which you shouldn't be, simply because we're in a work zone, meaning no phone zone. All right, I shifted into the center travel lane. We are going to be approaching US 192, and then we're going to approach the World Drive lane shift. So I'm going to flip the camera here. Front of Results 1, center travel lane. We're doing 60 miles an hour in a posted 65 zone. 5 miles an hour under the posted speed limit. That's the way traffic's currently moving. So that's the way I'm going to move. We're going to maintain this center lane. I-4 West, approaching US 192, and then we'll approach I-4. We'll approach World Drive. You know what's really funny? A lot of these cars behind me think Results 1 is a police car and they don't want to pass, but that's fine. We're doing the speed limit. We're now 65 in a 65, and we are the pace car, ladies and gentlemen. We don't need no Daytona 500. We have the I-4 Results 1. I'm just joking. Okay. Coming up on 192 here. I forget how long this is. Oh, this guy realized Results 1 Trooper Steve is not a police car. I'm going to speed and pass this guy. And that's okay. It's totally fine. We're out here to educate, not enforce this morning. So as we're cruising, still in that center travel lane, I'm speaking up just because the roadway is not the best quality and it's making a lot of noise as we're driving. So we are less than 1 mile from the lane shift, and I'm talking westbound I-4 out towards World Drive. We already know Champions Gate's a mess. We talk about this all the time. There's not in the almost 10 years I've been with you guys, there's not been a day on traffic that we have not talked about this area. Not one. So, like, we get it, right? All right, 1 mile, here we go. Westbound I-4, the sign says we are 1 mile away. We're going to maintain this center travel lane so we can see what has occurred to the westbound lanes here. They've indicated that a serious shift has occurred, so we want to experience this shift for ourselves. We're going to be approaching it, and then what we're going to do, we're going to hop off, get turned around so we can see what eastbound looks like. Eastbound, I think, is going to be slightly more affected than the westbound lanes. All right, approaching the entrance of the construction area and the lane shift. You can see signs here, 65 miles an hour. All lanes will shift to the left. At least that's what the sign said. So where are we shifting these lanes? Previously, where did we used to go? Let's see. There's the exit to World Drive at the 62. Heavy, not too, this is a nice shift, guys. This is a pretty smooth, very smooth. Nice and easy. We move into brand new travel lanes here. Brand new. And these lanes will be part of the permanent westbound travel lanes. I really like it. I really like it. You can see very narrow median, so you are separated by a concrete positive barrier out there, which is great. Right shoulder, you have one. Emergency stopping allowed, which is great in a construction zone, just in case. What happens in a construction zone? Normally we don't have a shoulder, right? Here they've provided. Why? Because I do think that shoulder is part of the permanent long-term shoulder that's going to be out here. If you're hopping on News 6 Plus YouTube a little late, we're westbound I-4, just went underneath World Drive, and you can see a lot of construction coming out here. Westbound, we are going to get turned around because I want you to see what eastbound looks like. Eastbound, that's a shift, guys. Why is it a shift bigger in the eastbound? I'm going to flip the camera so we can talk a little bit more. So eastbound, the opposite, what we're getting ready to go do. We're going to exit here at 429, take the first exit, get turned around as quick as possible, and boogie our butts back this way. But why am I saying eastbound's more affected? So for years, eastbound's been in a set of travel lanes, right? They've created temporary lanes to move the eastbound traffic into, away from the construction. So it's a mess. We're gonna hit some traffic when we do this. It's gonna be a little bit of an extended stream. We'll go maybe about 20 minutes this morning to show you this. But what I want to do now is exit at 429. But man, you can see the traffic buildup. Not behind this Highland gas thing. There's always something blocking our view. Oh man! But if you go to the Trooper Steve tab on News 6 Plus, guys, there's a lot of great content. Just the other day, you got to see Eatonville, Stanley Murray, great police chief for Eatonville. Recently got to speak to Chief of Police Lavetta Quinn Henry of the Apopka Police Department. Rich history in that city and a great career in law enforcement. Now she brings that to the city of Apopka. Going to get to speak to radio personality Jen Lopez soon. So there's so many different conversations and topics that we cover that you really just got to be aware of. Man, we're going to hit some traffic. That's what this is about, right? It's about experiencing what you guys experience out on the road. This is going to be fun. So we just hopped on to 429 here. I'm going to get off on Sinclair here in a quarter mile, pull a quick U-turn, head back so we can go do the eastbound portion of this. But this is interesting. So you guys watch this. It's no secret. This is pre-recorded about a day, sometimes 2-3 days in advance. So I'm going to just tell you, the current time right now, while you're watching this, is an early morning commute. And I want to tell you the time simply because a lot of people think traffic doesn't exist during certain times. So full transparency. Right now, it is currently 9:42 a.m. 9:42. I'm about to hop onto 429. It's almost 10 o'clock in the morning while this is being recorded. We're about to hop on southbound 429 to I-4. Most businesses start at 8. Most companies' doors open 8, 9 o'clock. And I just want you to see what kind of traffic we are dealing with in this part of Central Florida. There's a reason that I gripe about Osceola traffic. It's because I do believe Osceola traffic is the worst in Central Florida. I think it's ungodly overdeveloped. And our roads haven't expanded at all, which is a little scary at times. So we're going to hop on to 429 South. Here we go. Really appreciate this Escalade, and I'm not meaning that in any type of sarcasm. Waited for me to signal to them that, hey, come on, cut me off. And I let them in. And that's what it's about. Cooperation, right? Cooperation. This Honda probably won't even know where they're turning signals in at, and that's fine because we're results one, and we set the. Look at this. Get off the phone. Clown number 2, Kathleen. We're gonna run out of clowns today here in Osceola County. Oh, and then they go over the safety zone with their turn signal. Freaking winners. And then you guys wonder, Steve, why do you love traffic so much? I don't love it. It's just so easy to talk smack about. Because so many of you want to, right? But not many of us have the blessings of having 9 cameras attached to our vehicles and a platform that I can stream all this crap about. All right, here we go. So, like I said, transparency, it's 9:45-ish in the morning. I'm southbound 429 at the 1 mile marker, attempting to get on I-4 eastbound at almost 10 a.m. in the morning, and the ramp is almost at a standstill. All right. Now, just for a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Reference. We're maybe a quarter mile from the lane shift. That way. And then all that Polk County traffic coming in. Is the lane shift a horrible thing? No. But drivers will brake. They're not paying attention. Suddenly they're turning their wheel hard. They're staring at their phone, and then that shift causes 2-3 cars to brake, and what happens? It goes all the way down. That's what it sounds like when a bunch of cars brake, just like that, and it goes all the way down, causing a mass slowdown. Here we are on this huge ramp, and I'm cruising at 6 miles an hour this morning. Off to my left-hand side. Oh, I think this camera will work. And you'll be able to see the construction here or the delays in the eastbound direction. Look at that. Right side of your screen there, bumper to bumper traffic. And that is what we get paid to do, ladies and gentlemen, is drive in this mess. So the lane shift is just on the horizon of that traffic. No joke, when I say about a quarter, half mile away, it's right there. Do you lose a travel lane? You don't lose a travel lane. So it's the influx in traffic. It's this ramp being pushed onto here. It's the drivers not paying attention to the shift braking that causes the slowdown. There's no need for it. If everyone came out, highly focused, we call hyper-local here at News 6, you'd be able to literally see it all. Kind of crazy stuff. So we're just going to keep on driving here. And keep on driving. I could not do this commute every day. For those that don't know, your morning team wakes up between 2:30 in the morning every day. So we don't see this traffic. I don't see this traffic. I don't drive in this traffic. I talk about it. And I maybe think it's a good thing I don't drive in it. I'd lose my mind. I would lose my mind. So for those drivers that do commute out here, I want to hear from you. I genuinely do. How do you deal with this? How does this affect your day? Because you have to plan around this. This is not, hey, I'll be there in 20 minutes. You don't know when you're showing up for work, y'all. Like, how does your job know, yep, Steve's going to be there on time? No, he's not. He lives in Champions Gate. No, he's not. He lives by World Drive. You don't get any sleep if you live out here. You're on the road all the time. I'm just saying rambling because we're moving at 6 miles an hour. I promise I will wrap this up the second the lane closure happens, guys. The second the lane closure happens. So as we're cruising, check it out. I'm laughing simply because this is how this stream's going to exist, and some of you are going to be like, really? This is what he did this morning? But I really want to show you. So what's going to happen is, because we get to pre-record these, we're going to do a jump cut. There's going to be a little bit of a jump cut that occurs. And we're going to go from here at 429 to suddenly right at the shift. And because Kathleen's so amazing, she's going to help me make that happen. So get ready, guys. Warp speed in 3, 2, boom! Told you, we teleported. It was quick, guys, quick. We had to do that. That traffic was a little crazy. So we are now at the lane shift. So check this out. This is now eastbound. We already did westbound, opposite direction. I'm in the third travel lane. The right one is going to disappear you to 417. Celebration. As we continue in this right lane, speed limit 60. I'm doing 53 because traffic's just slow. Got to watch out for those lane bombers, those ones that just dive in and try to get over. So here we go. Right travel lane. We're going, and then suddenly you have a heavy shift. Here we go to the left-hand side. You used to continue right there where it says road closed. Now you are in a brand new set of travel lanes out here. As of Tuesday, these are brand new. Nobody's ever ridden on these travel lanes. All traffic used to drive out to the right-hand side, but now it is a complete demolished construction zone. That area is part of the expansion of what's coming out to this portion of roadway. So this is kind of cool. Super smooth. You got to make sure you're watching your speed. Workers are present daytime and nighttime. So active construction zone all the time. But the big takeaway is here, during the nighttime, you need to make sure that you are cautious of the lane closures because they may push you around. But during the daytime, the biggest thing is if you don't drive out here too often, you will encounter heavy lane shifts. And once they shifted you to the left, obviously, what do they need to do? They need to get you back to the right. So they do just that. Prepare for it, sign says it, and we shift back to the right-hand side, a little bumpy out here, but it's still nice and smooth. It pushes you even further to the right. One more shift to the right occurs right before you get to Celebration out here. And here's that final one. Far to the right. And if we look behind us, That whole area is still completely closed, and you can see construction vehicles back there. So guys, if you're traveling through the attractions, not only now do you have to worry about the backups that are always out here, but the construction has definitely ramped up. So if you're traveling through here, make sure you're paying attention to your GPS, but more importantly, what's occurring in front of you. They have done a phenomenal job here with the traffic signs, making sure that the indication is there and that everything's warning you, but they're not going to be able to sit here with you. You're not going to get me, Trooper Steve, picking you up from work every day going, hey, construction zone, hey, 60 miles an hour. So it is up to you to be a safe, I'm going to get out of this lane, to be a safe driver and to pay attention. Engineers can only do so much, and they're doing everything that they can. So huge shout out to FDOT, giving us that advisory. Glad we have results 1 here that we can go out and show you what these lane shifts look like. So we got to teleport a little bit there, speed it up, but all in the name of just making sure that we're not sitting there just staring at cars in front of us. So I love you guys. Drive safely. I'm going to take another hour to get to the office because I'm about to run into more heavy traffic that's still existing out here at what? 10 o'clock in the morning, eastbound here. We're about to hit the brakes. Drive safely. Have a great day. I'll talk to you guys later.